All right, what's up, YouTube? Okay, look, I mean, I've got like media gold for you guys today. I mean, look, I'm excited about the video. I've been waiting for about 2 days now to bring you guys a video like the one we're about to do now. Just a ton of breaking news, and I mean, look, what we do, we go around, we get the best of the best, and we just condense it down to one video. Okay, instead of making 10, 11, 12 videos that are all monetized, I give you one video non-monetized with the best of the best. Okay, we're gonna talk. Look, we're gonna talk about Gennady Golovkin retirement. Yes, I mean he's actually talking about this, and it's a red flag. I don't like it. We'll get into it. Canelo basically guaranteeing a knockout. Okay, I mean, is it confidence or arrogance? We'll get into that. I would probably say a little bit of arrogance, because look, this is no Amir Khan or a 164 Chavez. Okay, but look, first let's talk about the retirement. I mean, it's everywhere. In any interview right here, Power 106 FM. I like to go and listen to the radio show interviews that Gennady Golovkin does, because they really to me, it's almost like the DJs are more of fans. They're not boxing media, so they ask different type questions. They don't ask the bread and butter questions, the softballs, the cupcake questions. And I like it because you get different content. And in this interview here, they brought up a lot of great things, and we'll get into them in a minute. But first, with the retirement, the latest interview, I think, was like TMZ. Golovkin was on there. He said his wife wanted him to retire, and he's talking about, he told his wife, this is my business, not your business. Let me do my business, and that kind of thing. So, but I mean, he's very respectful. I don't think he was saying it in like a like an abusive, dominant way or whatever. But look, I don't like that he's talking about, I don't like that he's talking about retirement at all. Okay, now, I went back and looked. Okay, I mean, man, I have so much to go over with you guys. Okay, look at 2016. He had 2 fights. Okay, and we're going to kind of gauge where he's going to go with 2017. Okay, 2016, 2 fights. 20, which was Brook and Wade, by the way. Okay, 2015, 3 fights. Lemieux, Monroe, Murray. 2014, 3 fights. Rubio, Gill, and I can't remember who else it was. I think that was in 2014, 2013, Ashada, Macklin, Rosado, Stevens. So that was 4 fights actually in 2013. And then again in 2009, 4 fights. So, I mean, he averages about 3 fights a year. And remember, he wanted to take the Billy Joe Saunders fight, and Golden Boy Promotion basically said, no, don't do that kind of thing, and he didn't take it. So that brought him down to 2 fights. And, so this year, of course, he'll only have 2 fights in 2017 with Jacobs and Canelo. Okay, but look, here's what I'm getting at. Okay, so he'll end the year in the Canelo fight. That'll be 2 fights, right? And like I said, you go back and look at his entire history, and his average is about 2 or 3 fights a year, typically 3. So in 2018, I think we could possibly see 3 more fights out of Golovkin. Okay, and the traditional thing with like HBO or whatever, they'll do a 3-fight deal. Okay, so I think we're going to see, people keep asking me, when do I think Golovkin's going to retire? And I'm going to say, the end of 2018, maybe 2019. I think he's got between 3 and 4, possibly 5, maximum 5 fights remaining. That's my opinion. Minimum, I would say 2 fights. I mean, you want to talk about a bare minimum, so 2 to 5. That's I think that's the best educated guess anyone can give you. Okay, and even Tom Loeffler is on record, saying, talking about, well, I think after he feels the buzz in the Canelo fight, after he, feels the energy from the crowd and the fans, that'll rejuvenate him. But I don't like this. Like I said, it's like a red flag to me. I mean, I want to see a hungry, angry, motivated Gennady Golovkin. I mean, this is what he wants. Like, this is his whole career has led up to this very moment. And, I hope, look, to me, this fight could save boxing. I mean, you guys have to realize how important this fight is. It could literally save boxing, so I hope he comes in with his A game and brings everything and leaves everything in the ring. Okay, now look, let me touch on something real quick, okay? You know, I was watching another video about Golovkin retiring, okay, and their theory on the other channel, it was, well, first of all, he apparently ducked Irizlandi Lara and Eubanks, and now, basically, you know, he's ducking Andre Ward. That's why he wants to retire. Or I even heard, you know, a very popular channel make the claim that Gennady Golovkin is going to retire because Charlo is going to become his mandatory, or is his mandatory, and he wants to duck Charlo. And then I heard the same theory from a different channel that said, you know, Golovkin is going to retire in order to duck Andre Ward. I mean, look, do I have to explain? I mean, can I just save you guys like 3 minutes and just not explain and just tell you that that's pure ignorance, okay? You know, and then Canelo, like I said, you know, he's like basically, not basically, he's saying, you know, I'm going to dominate. And he said, there will be no rematch. I'm about to show you his quote. He said, there's going to be no rematch. He said, this is going to be a dominating performance. You know, and basically they're comparing it to, you know, a Barrera Nassim Hamed. Okay, we remember what happened to Hamed in the Barrera fight. Okay, or like a Pacquiao Oscar De La Hoya, a Tyson Douglas. Okay. I mean, basically, where the young hungry or the young hungry contender came in there and just, you know, basically ended the career of the champion. Okay, this is what Canelo's talking about here. But you know, and to me, it's like, damn, you know, I mean, it's like a Debbie Downer, right? It's like, oh, damn, look, this chick is so beautiful right there. It's like a Debbie Downer, you know, it's like finally Golovkin gets to this elite stage, right? I mean, he gets on the big stage, and it's like, whop, 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 you know, like the Debbie Downer, like, oh, I'm going to retire after the fight, you know? It's kind of like you show up to the biggest party. You've been waiting for a party all year, right? You're pumped up. You show up, and the guy opens the door. He's like, well, we're going to shut it down in like an hour. It's like 8 o'clock. We're going to shut it down about 9 o'clock. You know, it's like, what? It's like, you know, this is fucking rap, rap, rap. This is fucking party poop and bullshit, like Debbie fucking Downer, you know? It's like Golovkin right now, why is he talking about retirement? You know, he needs to be excited and motivated and, you know, just completely full of this positive energy just overflowing out of his body right now. I mean, that's what Golovkin, you know, this retirement bullshit needs to stop. And like I said, I think it's a red flag, okay? You know, I think it's a red flag. So, you know, I don't like it. I don't like that at all. And look, Golovkin, he just turned 35. Okay, we all know Golovkin 37-0. And, you know, a lot of people are saying, well, you know, he's got a lot of wear and tear. Well, you know, yeah, he's got, what, about 350 amateur fights, you know, collectively about 400 fights total. Never been hurt, never been wobbled, never been stunned. You know, I wouldn't call it wear and tear. I just call it, you know, longevity, okay, boredom perhaps, I don't know, but like I said, I mean, dude, you're on the biggest stage in boxing, okay, this is like going to be the biggest middleweight fight possibly since Hagler Hearns, okay? Look, I'm hoping people are going to talk about Canelo Golovkin like we talk about Hagler Hearns, okay? Like my son, you know, maybe my son is going to talk about this fight, you know, 10 years from now, you know, like, oh, you know, comparing it up like a fight 10 years from now, you know, like, oh, it's not going to be a Golovkin Canelo, I guarantee you that. You know, I would love that. I would absolutely love for that fight to turn out to be this way, but I think traditionally those fights are kind of over. You know, it's like those bloody wars, those just, I don't know, it seems like we just don't have them anymore. I mean, actually we do, like in the amateurs and the upcomers and the prospects, man, there's some good wars like on YouTube and local fights and all that. You can find some you know, great battles. But so yeah, you know, that's I'm gonna leave it at that right there. I don't want to make it too long, but basically, you know, Golovkin talking about retirement. I'll read you the quote real quick. Like I said, directly from, okay, Canelo. He says, no, there's only going to be one, Alvarez said via LA Times. That's how dominant I feel I'm going to be. Okay, now, this guy says, and I agree, I smell fear from Canelo. I don't think he wants any part of fighting Golovkin more than he has to, because he's got to know how tough this fight is going to be for him. We're talking a lot. We're talking a lot of punishment Canelo will be taking in this fight. Canelo might need to rethink his idea of, or rethink his idea of him not giving Golovkin a rematch, because this fight could turn out to be a real nightmare for him. Canelo is used to beating up on guys with limited talent and size. Okay, this is, and now stick with me here. Stick with me here. Don't click off yet. Canelo doesn't seem to realize how big of a step he's taking in facing Golovkin. We just saw in Canelo's last fight against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. how weak he has since he moved up. Okay, and look, I couldn't agree more. Could not agree 1 ounce, one little particle of an ounce more with that. I mean, that is dead on right there. Look, when you have a weight drained Chavez in front of you, and I mean, basically he was there to be hit like a punching bag, like a defenseless punching bag, and you can't put him away, you can't even knock him down. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? You know, that tells you that Canelo's power doesn't hold up or doesn't hurt a real middleweight, okay? I mean, that's what it tells you. And you know, and I really think Canelo's saying, you know, look, you know, the past 14 years are going to show up against Golovkin. All the hard work, you know, all the doubt, all the this and all the that. Look, I think this kid is in for a surprise. I'm telling you guys, look, if Golovkin is 80 to 90% of what I know he is, dude, this dude's getting knocked out. Canelo's in for a rude awakening once he tastes that. Look, when you get hit, I don't know if you guys, but look, I'm a boxer, okay? When you get hit with a 10-ounce glove, man, that ain't no joke. That ain't no fucking joke. I'm telling you, I use 16-ounce gloves just because I'm a heavyweight and really a cruiserweight, but that shit ain't no joke, man. I mean, you know, look, do this. Take a phone book, okay? Get a big, thick phone book, and then get like a bat, okay? And tape that bitch around the end of the bat and let your friend hit you in the face with a phone book at the end of a bat. And that's about what it feels like to get hit by a 10-ounce glove. This shit ain't no joke, okay? I mean, so I don't know if Canelo realizes, man, this isn't Amir Khan or a weight-drained Chavez, you know, or, you know, an Irizlan de Lara or whatever. And really, you know, look, what did you see? You know, here's what I picked up in the Chavez fight. To me, Canelo was more of a finesse-type boxer. He had finesse in that fight. You know, he had like a little bit of speed in those combos. You know, he almost like conjured up a little Lomachenko in there, right? I mean, so, but that's not going to work against the Gennady Golovkin. You know, speed kills. Yes, it certainly does. But we also know Canelo gasses out, especially at the higher weight classes. I mean, look, in the fight, I kind of look for Canelo to do pretty good in the opening rounds. In round 1, 2, 3, I kind of look for Canelo to, you know, people are going to be like, oh, I told you, I told you, I told you. And then just like Kell Brook, just like the Kell Brook fight, Golovkin's going to land that shot, man. I mean, look, we are all human beings. We're all flesh and blood. When Golovkin puts that power on that boy, it's game over. We're all, you look, Canelo is not some, you know, iron chin superhero, okay? When he takes that 10-ounce glove, it's game over. I mean, I guarantee, I would bet my house, car, and my little dog on it. I'd bet the shoes on my feet that Golovkin will win this fight if he comes in 80 to 90% of what I know him to be. Okay, so let me leave it at that. So and look, by the way, I'm about to put out my Manny Pacquiao Jeff Horn prediction. I bet you can't guess who I'm picking. Yeah, and Mayweather looking like hell. So I'm about to drop that one, a couple more. But, you know, thanks for watching. Look, we put out a brand new video every single day. I'm working for free. The videos are not monetized. I do this for you guys. I get nothing out of it. So, you know, support the channel, support boxing, and I'll be back with another one.